All right, rise and shine, everyone. It is 6 o'clock here on your Tuesday morning. Thank you for joining us here on Sunrise. Jason and Alicia here with you. A lot to get to. Got some New Hampshire primary stuff to talk about and also a lot of local headlines.
Yeah, for sure. But first, let's get to meteorologist John Ziegler with this mild weather. No snow in the future for our friend Jason here to
I'm
eat.
sorry.
Not that I want to.
I'm still surprised he's never eaten fresh snow.
Oh my gosh, why are we having this
We have to
conversation?
change it. We will change it in
No,
February.
we won't.
It will snow in February, okay? We're doing this. We are dealing with a very odd end of January. This could be more March-like for a normal year because you're melting snow, and when you do that, you can have fog. So this morning from Twin Cities south, especially on 35, we're seeing some of this fog start to get a little on the dense side, and you want to always watch out for slick spots over overpasses when it's foggy in the winter. It is from this warmth. Very warm, 13 to 16 degrees warmer right now than yesterday. We're at 30, 27 in St. Cloud, 25 in Brainerd. Still in the teens up to the north, but we're just below freezing. We'll stay cloudy and just go right above freezing. Now, this is one of the cooler days this week. We're going way warmer. We'll talk about that in a bit. Megan?
We are taking a look right now west of Northfield on 35. We are seeing some fog out there this morning, so have those low beams ready to go. We're not seeing any crashes at the moment this morning, but we were seeing some light ice from the Burnsville split to just north of Faribault. MnDOT has since lifted that warning, but of course, good to know that we were seeing that out there this morning. So something just to be aware of, Alicia.
Megan, thank you. Well, in the last hour, polls opened in New Hampshire for voters casting their ballots in the presidential primary there.
Yeah, this is video from minutes ago in the town of Bedford, New Hampshire, where voters have been steadily trickling in. This could be a make or break state for campaigns, including Minnesota's candidate, Dean Phillips. Cece Gaines is here with more on Phillips' first big test in his bid for the White House. Cece.
Hey, good morning. So Dean Phillips is challenging President Biden. Experts are saying Phillips is a long shot candidate, but since President Biden won't be on the New Hampshire ballot, it gives him a chance to make a name for himself. Take a look at your screen. You can see Phillips here at the campaign event here less than 24 hours ago. He spent the day meeting with voters, hoping to persuade people to his side. But I'm sure some of you are wondering why Biden won't be on the ballot. Well, Democrats wanted South Carolina to hold the first in the nation presidential primary instead of New Hampshire. New Hampshire lawmakers, they didn't like that and refused to give up their primary status, one that's been in place for more than 100 years. So Biden chose not to be on their ballot, a move Phillips is taking advantage of.
He needs competition because if we coronate him, it's lights out. Donald Trump is coming back to the White House. That's just the truth.
Just know, though, Democratic voters can still write Biden's name in on their ballot, so he could still win New Hampshire. CNN reports that about 2/3 of likely primary voters on the Democratic side say they plan to write in Biden's name. Alicia.
All right, Cece, thank you. As for the GOP fight in New Hampshire, it's down to just two candidates. Former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley looking for a crucial win against former President Donald Trump. Now, despite polls showing Trump with a significant lead, Haley's hoping for an extremely strong finish in the state. She's aiming to draw support from independent or undeclared voters who don't want a Trump versus Biden rematch in the general election. But she'll be fighting with Dean Phillips for that same pool of voters. Haley says even a strong second-place finish would propel her into her home state primary in South Carolina 1 month from now. Our chief political reporter, John Croman, is in New Hampshire, so be sure to stick with KARE 11. He's going to be bringing you live reports this afternoon, and then tonight at 10, we, of course, will see him back on Sunrise tomorrow morning.
Well, this next story is absolutely gutting. This morning, we're learning more about a 5-year-old girl named Morgan Peterson who died after a weekend crash in Lake Elmo. State troopers say Saturday night, Morgan, her dad, and 10-year-old brother were driving on Highway 36 when they were rear-ended by another car. The family says Morgan died at the hospital. Her dad is dealing with temporary amnesia, while her brother and the other driver suffered minor injuries. Now this morning, Morgan's parents, Chris Peterson and Lauren Lambert, say they're trying to process life without her.
You know, I lost a life that I feel like is worth so much more than mine. She's 5 years old and she never got to experience life. And like I'll never get to be a grandpa to her kids or see her graduate high school. And it's just heartbreaking.
Can't even imagine what those parents are going through. State Patrol says they're still investigating to see if alcohol or distracted driving played a role in the crash and if any charges should be filed against the other driver. Meanwhile, the family is now planning funeral arrangements. They have a GoFundMe page set up to help with the costs. We do have a link posted on our website.
My heart breaks for that family. Right now, Minneapolis is taking a new approach to combat copper wire thefts in streetlights. The city purchased about 5 miles of aluminum wire to make repairs on lights that had copper wire stolen from them. Before the ground froze, they repaired 125 lights with the aluminum, which cost about $250,000. The value of copper is about 4 times as much as aluminum. They're hoping thieves will now have less of an incentive to steal the wire and come back after the repairs are made.
We had seen in the past copper wire being stolen. We responded quickly to repair and replace the copper wire. And then often within a few days later, the wire was stolen in the same location, which was frustrating for the residents and people that use that roadway.
Minneapolis is also having a problem keeping electric vehicle charging stations functioning because people keep stealing the wires there as well. That's led to extended periods where certain chargers are down because it takes so long to get replacement parts.
This morning, new developments in the Alaska Airlines Boeing investigation. The FAA is now recommending airlines check more Boeing door plugs after one blew out on an Alaska Airlines plane earlier this month. The agency says an older 737 model uses the same design and says airlines should inspect them. About 500 of those planes have been flying since 2007. The FAA says none have had significant problems with their door plugs.
This week, President Biden is returning to the upper Midwest. He'll stop in Superior, Wisconsin on Thursday to highlight his administration's investments. This visit comes after a $1 billion federal investment was approved to replace the Blatnick Bridge between Duluth and Superior. The 65-year-old bridge is nearing the end of its lifespan and needs safety improvements, including bike lanes and sidewalks.
In just 12 hours, teachers in Lakeville will be rallying for what they call a fair contract. Educators there say they've been working under an expired contract for more than 200 days. So far, the district has offered teachers a 2% raise for the first year of a new 2-year contract and a 1% raise next year. Teachers are demanding better compensation and solutions to a staffing shortage. Well, we are 12 hours away from finding out if Twins Hall of Famer Joe Mauer will make it to Cooperstown.
And getting to baseball's Hall of Fame is considered the game's greatest honor, and this would be a huge deal for Joe Mauer and all of his Twins fans. Michelle Beck is live at Target Field with more on this big day. Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning to you guys, Alicia and Jason. Well, when you're outside Target Field, it's pretty clear with placards much like this one. It's clear that Joe Mauer is a fan favorite. You can tell he was inducted last year to the Twins Hall of Fame. So the question today is, will he be inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame? Take a look at this video.